A little box will jump up on your screen. You have to click something to get it out of your way. And then, so the best way to get the most out of this class is to take the time to set up this situation here. So you need two chairs that give you a high enough back on each chair so that you can touch them easily. You set them up backs facing in, wide enough, right? We don't want them, so narrow that we can't move, but we don't want them so wide that that we have to go halfway across the room to get to the other one, right? So there's just this perfect space where there's some room here. So that empty space here, that's the most important part, is that we have room to lift a leg, to shift and move through that space, to eventually, when we're going to get a little later in class, to turn around. So we need that room, but we also need the safety, because we want to challenge ourselves to push our edge, to go to our edge where the body's fear response kicks in a little, and we learn to relax at those places of caution and fear. So take the time to set that up. Two chairs, backs of chairs facing in, and then a third to sit. So I know that's a lot of chairs. So if you have something else that can fit that bill, let's say you got a walker on one side that's pretty sturdy you can use, and then you have a countertop on the other side, so you can create that little frame for yourself. But take the time to create that frame so that you can get the most out of the flow. So if we set all that up, then we can just go from one exercise to the next, to the next, to the next, and really challenge all the different directions and fundamentals of walking. So once you got all that set up, then we sit in the chair that's for sitting. I'll turn sideways just so you can see. We want to scoot to the front edge of the chair, rest the hands on the thighs, and practice Zhong Zheng. If you've come to class, you've heard me say a lot of these terms many times, but I repeat them because we're sort of trying to embed, to insert into the subconscious these concepts. So the Chinese term is Zhongjang. The translation of that is central upright or central pillar. And what will happen with Parkinson's and just aging is that we sort of lose our center, and the body kind of gets arranged more on one side and less on the other. And it throws off our gait, throws off our movement, throws off the flow of our nerves through the body. So we want to make sure we have a center, a middle. So much of the opening exercise work that we'll do here is to help tune us back to center. And then that helps when we stand up to keep our center in the midst of different challenging movements, right? So the first thing is, a lot of times people are sitting back in their chair and kind of resting in their chair. You can see my Zhong Zheng is off, right? So you scoot forward, tip the pelvis a little bit forward, lift the chest a little bit, bring the chin down a little bit. And so now you've created a vertical pillar. And that took some effort, usually, some attention to put you there. Once you've got it, however, then we want to let go. We want to relax everything that we can relax without losing the central upright. So that's the interplay, is you relax as much as you can, but if you feel yourself slouching to the side or to the back, you have to re-engage, bring yourself back to the middle, and then try to relax. Eventually, you can relax in such a way that the body loses none of its upright. And in fact, you almost get a little bit more upright when you relax, because the body is holding, which kind of clamps everything in on itself. I'm exaggerating here. And when we relax, there's almost this like buoyancy and space inside of our body. So sitting, finding your center, relaxing, releasing. The term for that in Chinese is sung, S-U-N-G, sung, meaning soft, pliable, loose, long, spacious. Into that soft, pliable body, let's breathe in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Breathing is a good time to consider the value of being relaxed and soft. If I was very stiff and I couldn't expand and compress, I can't breathe very well, right? So that ability to expand and then consolidate and then expand again. So this importance of sung in Taoist practice is kind of obvious if we think about it just for a bit. We go, oh yeah, softness, pliability. Yeah, that would be valuable compared to the opposite, stiff, collapsed, hard, right? So every breath you take is an opportunity. While that breathing is helping us structurally, muscularly, chemically, oxygen and CO2, it's also bringing the attention, the mind, to the present. If it's off anywhere else, right? It helps guide the mind, settle the mind, still the mind. Just a couple more breaths. Now, considering again, back from the beginning, Zhong Zheng, central upright. Song, soft, supple, pliable. And then two other concepts that are important for our function. Chunwan and Qingling. Don't worry about the Chinese terms, but the idea of as you relax and let go, there is two things that happen. Chunwan is that which can sink, sinks down. They call it soft, sunken, heavy. So allow a soft, sunken heaviness to settle through you, kind of like a cup of water with dirt in it, let's say, that was stirred up, but then you let it sit. The sediment just goes where it goes. You don't have to push it down there. It settles all by itself. So there's this idea that that is how we ground. We relax and let the heaviness go where the heaviness goes. So allowing that and doing it with relaxation so that the opposite also happens. As this goes down, Qingling, or light, nimble, and buoyant. Gravity and levity balance each other out. So all of that in just this sitting practice, we haven't really done anything yet, but your mind can be attending to, oh yeah, structure, softness, sunken heavy while also being light and relaxed through the body. So letting that which is heavy go and feeling what's left is like, oh, that's functional. Now we do some movements. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up. So this whole movement, arching, and then settle back to neutral. Now do the opposite. Slide your hands forward till your arms are straight, hollow the chest, and round your back. Drop your head. And then let's do it again. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arch. And then slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow and round. Let's do that 3 or 4 more times. Inhaling as you arch and exhaling as you round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. One more. Last time, all the way up to the arched position, and then settle to neutral, where we just were a moment ago. Body upright, relaxed, loose. Now the rotation. Slide your left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn your shoulders and your head to the right. Rotate, twist. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, twist. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders to the left, turn your head left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Remember the importance of smoothness. That's another meaning of the term song, smooth. So we're not yanking our body around, but rather polished, smooth movement. So smooth back to the center, smooth to the right, smooth back to center, and smooth to the left. Now back to center. Third movement in this opening set, arms hang. Shift the weight to the right buttock, softly bend side to the right, and then back to center, over to the left a little, softly bend to the left. Middle, right, middle, left. We add one little bit here. Go to your right and just float your left wrist up so that it's not hanging on the shoulder. Empty your foot and notice you can get just a little more lean. And then back to center, both arms are down. And then over to your left side, float your right wrist up, lean. Back to center, lean. Back to center, one more. And lean. Now, from here, another concept. Top empty so that bottom can be full. A lot of times we're holding tension here, especially when we stand up and we sort of feel scared, we start tightening up here. But in Tai Chi, this idea of getting down to the ground, we have to empty this. So bring your legs together. Tip forward, float your arms forward, backs of hands touch. Float them up about chest level, and let's just do a nice big open sweep. Palms face forward, slide the arms down. So we're circling this pivot to loosen up what's stuck there. Again, forward, up, big open, out and down, slightly behind. Forward and up. Oh, and just remember, be as relaxed as you can be. So you're not grabbing and yanking on your body, but you're using your song, your softness, your hydraulics. You're using Qing Ling, or light, nimble, buoyant levity. Let's go full range now. So backs of hands touch. Go up as high as you can. Some of you might even be able to get above the head and then sweep down. Forward and up. Backs of hands touch. Come all the way up. Oh. Let's do that one more time. So again, this addition by subtraction, kind of like with a sponge or a rag, how we wring out rags so that they can be useful again. Now, reverse. We go back, out, and up about chest level, then tip forward and float those arms forward together, down, and then just let them hang by your side, and we come back and up, forward and down, just emptying out whatever's extra in your neck, shoulders, back, chest, this whole region. Just loosening as best you can. And then let's go that full range, kind of like the butterfly stroke in swimming. Up, over, way out in front and down. Under, back, and up, over. Let's do 2 more of these. Down. 1 more. And then just relax here. Now, we'll get a little bit legs and feet, and then we'll get ready to stand up. So scoot a little bit back on your chair so you feel very sturdy, so that you can now lift your right knee, grab a hold of the right knee, and pull it a little more up to the chest. Then flex the foot. Now we're opening our hands and pushing, full extend, and then bring the knee back up and in and draw it up, and then set that foot down. We're going to switch each time. Other knee up, grab a hold, pull it up, flexed foot. Now push, return, down, switch, draw it up, push, draw it up, down, switch, up, push, up, down, switch, load it, push, load, down. 1 more. And down. Now, right leg extend. Point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Now, tilt the foot a little in, out. Tilt, tilt. Tilt in, out. In, out. Now, in, point, out, flex. Circle. Circle. Reverse circle. Out, around, and in. And down. Other foot, that same little set. First it's point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. Then it's tilt in, out. In, out. In, out. Then it's circle. And then finally reverse circle. These are like the ABCs of movement, what we're doing here. Set the foot down. 1 more, very important. Scoot to the front edge of your chair again, sitting upright, just like we started. But now step your feet slightly wider than hip distance. And then lift the toes and turn on the heels. So you turn your thighs, your knees, your toes, everything in. Feel that pinching closed of the groin, internal rotation. Then lift the toes and turn the toes and the knees all the way out. Feel that groin area opening up, external rotation. Now let's do it again. Lift your toes, internal. And then lift your toes, external. Internal and external rotation. Feel, get a feeling for the space where your pelvis, your hips, and your legs meet, that socket, that space. And then we want to feel like there's room there. We don't want super glue stuck legs and hips. We want spacious, movable, adaptable legs and hips. It's one of the most important areas of the body that gets off, right? Now find neutral. Now from that same exact space, legs don't move, hips are the moving part. So here we're folding forward. Notice I'm not rounding my spine. Very specifically, not letting the spinal column round. And then sit vertical from the hips, and then tip a little bit back from the hips. So again, this basic control, this command of hip hinging, sitting upright, tipping back, hip hinge. Now add to it what I'm doing here. Look at my arms. So I'm letting my arms and shoulders be loose without losing that integrity of the spinal column. A lot of times people have their arms held, grabbed onto. So can you let the shoulders be loose so that when you sit upright, they hang right by your side. When you tip back, the arms dangle a little behind you. Sit upright, they hang by your side. But when you fold forward, the arms kind of dangle out near the ankles, possibly even a little in front. One more time. So we want this to be sung, smooth, soft. Now to stand up, just looking at my body, notice my center is here and my feet are here. So there's this discrepancy. If I try to stand straight up, I fall back down because I'm back here. So that's why to stand up, we fold and go forward a little so that the weight gets down through the feet. Now that we've achieved this, the up portion is easy. So that's what people skip, is that getting into their feet. Now, in reverse, hips hinge, the weight stays chunwan, sunken heavy under the feet the whole time. So I'm still in my feet, I'm still in my feet, still in my feet, reach back, find the chair, I'm still through the feet, then commit to your chair, and now your feet are empty, the weight is through the chair. So stand up and sit down 2-3 times, remembering this important part right here of forward. Once you've achieved forward, then you can just root through the ground and the body launches up easy, easy. And then sitting, you stay in your feet, folding, folding. Remember these hips, this area, this folding quality. And then I found my chair. Now I can safely commit to the chair. Again, we fold. The weight goes down. And the saying in Tai Chi, the primary direction of importance is down. We make sure we take care of the down the whole time. Really, it's the only thing we got to focus on. Making sure we're down through our feet until we're down through the chair. And then when it's time to stand, we change from chair to feet and we're up. Now, don't sit in your chair, but act as if. Sink down 90% of the way or so, and then come right back up. So let's get really good at this folding and unfolding. Hip hinge, sink, and rise. And fold and sink, and rise. And invariably, especially early on, you're going to be running into stiffness when you do this. So don't punch through the stiffness, but just coax the body looser. Maybe the first one is only 20% down and then up, and then 30, and then 40. Over time, you'll be able to fold all the way and all the way. Now, you've got your chairs. Put your hand on the one to your right, and then step in front of the chair and face the chair. Fingertips on the chair for safety. Now, from this middle, tip a little bit forward so you're in your toes. Then back to the middle of the feet. Hands on the chair. From that middle, tip back a little bit so you're in your heels. Then toes, heels, toes, heel, toes, heel. Now, go into your toes, stay in your toes, lift your heels, come back down, rock back to your heels and lift your toes down. So the chair's keeping you safe and allowing you to get full range of heel lift and full range of toe lift. Into the toes, lift. Back into the heels, lift. Lift. And lift. And then we're back to neutral. Now, hands on the back of the chair, walk back a good amount, and then from that same important junction where the legs meet the pelvis, hip hinge, stick your butt way back, getting a stretch to the legs, to the back, to the shoulders, basically downward facing dog from yoga, this position. Holding. And then chest up, hips somewhat forward. So you're taking the pressure off and then put the pressure back in. Fold, stretch hips. If this one is very tight for you, I consider the idea of doing this 5 more times today, randomly throughout your day. Just hands on a countertop, fold in half. And then chest up, walk your feet all the way forward. And then stand up straight so you're under your own power, no hands on the chair at the moment, and turn, face forward, and then step backwards so that this chair on your right is in front and off to the right of you. Now, first exercise, no hands on anything. And just watch my body for a moment. Notice there's a little bit of movement that I've done, and you could probably tell me if I said which leg has my body weight in it. Right? You could probably see, oh yeah, this one, not this one. And then when I change over to this side, now you can see, oh yeah, that's changed now. But it has nothing to do with me pulling a foot up off the ground, right? So this important idea that filling one leg and emptying the other is a passive achievement. Zhongjang, soft and supple, sung, and then chun one. Let the body weight go down through one leg, relax that leg. So try to not lock and stiffen, do the opposite. Be a little bit softer, a little looser. Let the weight get down through that right leg, and then change and let the weight get down. Now, another important idea they say in Tai Chi, the changing of weight happens underground. So instead of me thinking I'm up here, coming over this way, and then I'm reconnecting, replugging, we want it to be like we're super relaxed and loose, and we're just changing weight underground, but we're never not grounded. We're always grounded. Change, change. Notice movement from here allows the rest of the body to go along for the ride, but there's no leaning. There's no tipping. There's no other action required. If you move from the middle of your body, it achieves everything you need with the minimum extra activity. Now, stay in your, stay in your left leg. So stay there. Let the weight go through that left leg. And you might need hand on chair, but this one's a good one to not have hand on chair. Lift to your tippy toe. So you can see my toe stays where it is on the ground, and I'm just bending this knee a little, lifting the heel. All the weight is here. And then put that foot down and switch. So pour all your weight to your right leg, left leg empty. Lift the heel, get to the tippy toe, and back down. And then we switch. So from the middle, change. The weight goes down. This one is empty, so you can lift, lower, and then we switch. Lift, lower, switch. Lift, lower, switch. So now each of these exercises, there's 3 levels to this one, and inside of each one is like a little level challenge as well. So first we're going, okay, shift, then separately lift, lower, and then we're separately shifting. Eventually, you lower. Now, as you shift, you can lift. So it happens simultaneously almost. Put the foot down, and then as you shift, you lift. Down, shift and lift. Down. So this holds true for all the exercises, that at first we break it into, let's say, 3 parts, and then it can go back to just being 2 parts, almost like one thing. 1, 2. But the important thing is that you're relaxing, and then relax, and relax, and relax. Now, stay in your left leg, right hand on chair, go to tippy toe and separate the foot from the ground a little bit. Just the teeniest little lift. Place the whole foot down without any body weight, and then change the weight underground. Change. Hand on chair, we go tippy toe, disconnect, place the foot down, change. Tippy toe lift. Some of you might get lighter on your fingertips, or someday play with no hand. Right? That's an option. So there's little challenges inside of each level of the exercise. Changing the weight, then separately, tippy toe, lift, down, shift. Tippy toe, lift, down, shift underground, right? Then maybe you start doing that second challenge within, where the foot is on the ground as I'm changing the weight I'm lifting. Place the foot down, and then as I'm changing the weight I'm lifting. Foot down, change, lift. Down, change, lift. Down, change, lift. Down, and all your weight in your left leg. Hand on the chair for sure. Tippy toe. Now let's go full lift, as high as you can bring this leg, and then all the way back down. Repeat on the same leg. All the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, right? Someday you might feel like you can do this no hand. The most important part is that when the leg goes down, you don't fall into that leg with body weight. Let's do one more, right? So if you're trying no hand or with the chair, either way, this foot touching down with 0 weight is the key. Now, change the weight underground, other leg. We go all the way up, all the way down. An important piece to this one I'll show from the side. When you go to lift, don't be doing this with your body. That's what throws off our center. So the idea is that, notice how I'm almost sitting this hip a little bit, right? Rather than leaning, I'm sitting. Down. Lift. Down. Sitting that hip. Down. Sitting. Down. Now the whole foot down. Change the weight underground. Hand on chair. And we go 1. Down. Change underground. 2. Down. Underground. 3. Down. Someday no hands, and even possibly someday where as you're changing, the legs coming up, down, and as it changes, this comes up, rather than change first, then lift. But it's a progression, right? You start with the 3 or 4 steps, and then eventually it gets to be wow. Right? You can have that pop and speed, but you have to break through what's in the way. Now, move. I'll turn sideways a little at times. That doesn't mean you turn sideways. You keep facing straight ahead, but I'm just showing you different angles, okay? So now, with your chair to your right, move back a little bit and put all your weight in your left leg and put your right foot in front with the heel touching, toe up in the air. Now the primary direction is still down as you shift into your front leg. And it's still down, down, down. So we have Zhong, central upright. We have soft, supple, and relaxed. We have Chun One, get the weight to the earth through that leg, and everything else light and nimble and relaxed. So as soon as we start kind of moving through space, the tendency is going to be to tighten. Just notice that tendency and see if you can practice letting it go. The chair is there for your safety. Now let's practice a little more of the Ching Ling Chun One. So stay in your back leg, hand on the chair, use the Ching Ling to float this foot up a little bit. Set it down while it's still light, and then change. The weight goes down through that leg. Now the Chun One is here. This, empty. Bend the knee. Set the toe down. And then change. So now this is the mountain. This is full. This is sturdy. This, light. And then change. Now make this one the sturdy, full. This one, light. All organized from this middle. Change. This one has the same challenge of level 1 of this would be sturdy, then lift, then lower, then change. An additional challenge would be as you're letting the weight go, this lifts. As the weight's going, this lifts. And so you start to speed it up, but not by being tenser and hurrying. It's just by finding this loose quality. And third level of it, all the way up, all the way down. Shift. Now this back leg, forward and up. Back without any weight. Shift. Hand on the chair for safety. Up, down. The weight goes down. Now this one's empty, ready for up, back, and now change the weight. Once the weight is here, then this one's ready for Ching Ling. But then we gotta change it. So this one's ready for Ching Ling. And switch sides. Come over to your left side chair. Level 1, we go all the weight in your right leg, your left foot in front, heel touching. Primary direction is down, down. And what's important is that how we get down isn't through pushing. It's actually through, like if you were holding something in your hand and you just open your hand and it just went down by itself. That's what we're doing. We're just letting go and going, down, down, down. So it's a relief, a release, a letting go. Level 2 of this, where hand is touching the chair, we go lift, lower, shift. Little flamingo, down, shift. Remember level sort of 2A is where it's lift, lower, shift, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, then lift and lower, shift, wait, wait, wait. As you get better at that, it can be shift and lift. Shift and lift. Shift and lift. And that's really for those of you that have been doing this a while or that you feel like you can, that's fine as well. But just as you get better at it, you start to see, right? But we have to break it apart and then put it back together correctly. Now, stay in your back leg. We go, and then shift. Back leg empty, forward and up. back. And then we shift. 2. Remember, there's level 3A and 3B, we could call it, right? 3B would be, we're going, as the weight's going down, I've already begun lifting. And as my weight's going down, I've already begun lifting. But it's all letting go. Letting go. Letting go. And switch back to your first chair. Side, shift, boom. Make sure the chair is in front of and off to the right. So you have a runway. Let's use that runway. Level 1. Put all the weight in your left leg. Put your right heel out in front. Put the weight down through your right leg. Now, back foot should be empty. Step the heel in front. And then commit to that leg. So now we took a full, 2 steps forward. And then put all the weight into your back leg. This front leg should be empty. Step it while it's still empty and just find the ground. And then commit. So what this shows us, which is important, is the body only moves forward through space. We only advance or retreat through space when we commit to a new leg. So when I step this foot, my body should not go forward with that foot. If it does, that's clumsiness. That's me falling forward. So the step happens, and then when I commit down through it, the body moves forward. On the way back, same thing. Commit to the new leg, the body moves back. When you step the foot, do not go back with it, but then commit to the leg and you move back. Down, step, down, smoothly forward. You can get so good at this that it seems like you just gracefully go. Down, step, down. Down, step, down. So now we're just back and forward. But it's down, down. Soft, loose, adaptable, pliable. Level 2. Lift, lower, shift. There's an obstacle on the floor. Lift, step over it. Set it down. I still haven't advanced, and then commit to that leg. Your body advances. And then this back leg like a flamingo. Lift and lower. And then shift. Once this leg is empty, float, tuck, reach. Still haven't moved in space. Then I move by shifting. Lift, lower, shift. Step over the obstacle. Be able to set the foot down without any body weight in it, and then commit to it, and that moves you forward. Flamingo. Commit, reverse, tuck, reach. Body doesn't move, and then commit. Lift, lower, shift, step over, shift. So, level 2B of this exercise would be, as the weight's going, I'm lifting. As I'm committing, I'm stepping. As I'm, right? So once you get the first level down, you could start to have it flow. That's that nimbleness you can start to feel. Level 3. Lift, lower, shift. Now, full range. Heel, knee, foot. Float it down, body weight, and then commit. This leg up, back, shift. This leg up, tuck, reach it back with no body weight, find the ground, and then shift. This leg is empty, so it can up, down, shift. This leg is empty, heel, knee, foot, down, shift. This leg is empty. Lift, return, commit. This leg is empty. Up, tuck, reach, shift, right? See how down I can, right? See how this slightly sunken quality suddenly gives all of this sort of athleticism and buoyancy and agility. Let's switch sides. Put all the weight in your right leg, left foot in front, level 1. Shift, step, shift. This is just like walking down the aisle at the supermarket. Commit to one leg, the other foot's empty so you can step it. Commit to that leg. Commit, step, commit. The term in Tai Chi being double weighted. One of the meanings of it is we always have some weight in both legs, and so it makes us have this sort of clumsy quality, right? This falling, 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 instead of what we're looking for here, which is separating full and empty. This has lightness and buoyancy, and then we commit, and now this one has lightness and buoyancy, and then we commit, commit. Level 2, lift, lower, commit, step over the obstacle, and then commit, like a little flamingo, lift, commit. Now this leg empty, floated, right? It's empty, it's relaxed. The hip and the knee, everything can move because it's empty, but it can only be empty if I'm truly sturdy here. So people get enamored with or caught up and distracted by the moving leg, but the moving leg is made possible by the sturdy leg. So the primary direction is down, and then down. It's the unsung hero is this one. And now this one. And then this one. So that's what, as a Tai Chi practitioner, you start to feel that. And now you're going, oh, I'm always paying attention to down. Hand on chair so you can go level 3. Lift, lower, shift. And then heel, knee, foot, down, shift. Knee, toe, shift. Full range, shift. Up, down, shift. Full range, shift. So this one, we spent a lot of time with the forward, backwards walking, because that's the primary way that we move through space. And, but Tai Chi practice is full of the other ways of moving also. So now come over to your left side. And again, if you set up the chairs like this, they are just like this, so you can just follow what I'm doing. So that's why I highly recommend you set it up like I've told you to. So now we're at the back end, and we've got this big old runway all the way down. Let's use that and practice level 1. All the weight into one leg so the other foot can step. Notice your body is where your full leg is. Now commit to that new leg down, that moved you forward. Step without moving, and then commit to that new leg, that's what moved you forward. Step without moving forward, and then commit. Step, commit. Step, commit. When you reach the end of your runway, go the other way. Commit to the leg that's behind you. Once your body is safely connected to the ground there, your other foot should be able to safely step back without throwing you off, and then you commit to that leg. Now the front foot is empty, step it behind without any body weight, and then commit to that leg. Step behind, commit to that leg. Step behind, commit, step, commit. Remember the rule. The body weight, when done correctly, the changing of weight happens underground. Change, step, change, step, change. So have the idea that you're walking, but you're never unplugging from the ground. You're always softly plugging into the earth. You're plugged in and you're just changing which leg is the plug. Which leg is the plug? Plug into the earth, plug into the earth, plug into the earth. Backwards. Now, if you feel frisky and pretty well balanced, practice level 2. Shift, step over something with every step. Shift, wait until the back foot's empty, pick it up. Now, Tai Chi is known for being slow. People mistake slow for easy. This is a great place where you see a lot of times when people first learn this, they try to go, oh, and they throw their leg over because they're trying to skip all their weak spots. But by going float, right, you're going to feel all your weak spots go chicka, 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 and you're going to reveal them all, and then step, shift. So that slow down increases the brain, nervous system, body challenge, and then makes us more stable, especially over time. Same thing on the way back, nice and slow. It can be a very low lift, right? You can imagine it's just a pencil on the floor that you need to get over. And then that can change. You can do higher obstacles in your mind. Higher obstacles. One more time, level 2. Shift, and then remember, you only move forward when you're committing your weight to the new leg, to the new leg. We just want to not be double weighted. So be 100% in one leg and nothing in the other. And then 100% in that leg, nothing in the other. And then 100% and 100%. Once you get to the far left of your space, turn and face forward. Put all the weight in your left leg, right foot empty, step it sideways, out and in. Out and in. We're going to do that a few times. Out, in. Important to note, where I am in space, where you are in space doesn't change when you're just doing the side step, in and out. Now leave the foot there, change the weight underground, commit your weight to your right leg. Now you've moved through space. And then commit your weight through the left leg, you've moved through space. But notice there's no leaning. So I'm, yes, moving sideways, but not leaning sideways. Vertical. So if there was a cappuccino cup on your head, it would not be spilling. It's just floating and floating. Now stay in your right leg, left foot empty, bring it in, out, in, out, in, out. Notice the body not moving. Now bring the left foot all the way in, touching. Now you really have to find the way down. 100% weight down through your left, so your right foot's empty. And then commit 100% down through your right, left foot empty. Because we've jammed ourselves into this very narrow space, we have to find down. Down. We have to soften the hip, the knee, the ankle, the foot to get down. And keep our vertical, no leaning. Now stay in your left, step side, change weight underground. Step in. Change the weight down through the left so you can step. Change the weight down so you can step. Down so you can step. Down so you can step. Down. Down. Back the other way. Down. Step. Down. This has quite a few benefits working on side walking. It helps us find the space here. It helps our stabilizing muscle groups. The adductor, abductor, and it really teaches us not leaning. It'll reveal where we tend to sort of rock our body sideways up here instead of, let's do one more there and back. And the speed can come when the weight is out of the body. When, rather than, a lot of times when people go faster, it's kind of like this clumsy above the ground thing versus empty, underground, empty, underground, empty, underground, empty. Right? And come and stand right in between your two chairs, and let's get our rotational. The important word with this is not really turning, but orientation. So think in terms of, right, when we're orienting, we've got our middle point, and then we're changing where that's pointing, like on a compass, right? So here we are oriented, let's call that north or straight ahead, right? And this would be what? That's north, east. What is that? To the west, to the left? Yeah. So now put all your weight in your left leg, turn the right foot out to your right, and turn your body. So reorient where you're looking, where you're thinking to your right. And then turn it back to the north. And then turn the right foot in and turn your body and orient, sort of like a little twist, orient to your left. Now, go through the north or neutral and turn, and then turn. But really notice how all my weight's in one leg, and that is what's freeing me up to turn, 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 and now neutral. Now the other side. So put all the weight in the right leg, turn your left leg out, turn your body and orient your attention to the left. Orient your attention straight ahead. Turn the left toes in, turn the body, orient your attention to the right. Skip through the middle and go to the left and the right. So the emptiness of this leg and the turnability of the hips and spine allow us to orient where we're going to head, where we're going. But the sturdy thing, this leg, is the sturdy piece. Now, change again. 100% in your left. Turn the right leg out. Orient your body to the right. Now, put the weight down through your right leg. Bring your left foot around to match it. Now we're completely committed this way. Do it again. All the weight down through your left leg first. Turn the right leg out. Turn your body. This is an opening. So we're opening. And then commit to the right leg, and we're sort of closing to neutral. Commit to your left leg so you can open. Right foot turns out, body turns to the right. And then commit to the right leg, bring the left foot to match the right foot. You're back to neutral. Commit to the left and open. And then commit to the right. And you should be somewhere around back to where we started. Let's do that again. Commit to the left. Open. Commit to the right, bring the left foot to match. Commit to the left, open. Commit to the right, match. Commit to the left, open. Commit to the right, match. Commit to the left, open. Commit to the right, and match. Now do the same thing to the left. Commit to your right leg. Turn the left leg out, open the body so you're oriented to the left, and then commit to the left leg and bring the right foot around. Now you're back to neutral, but you changed where you're aiming in the room. Put the weight into your right leg, open, and then commit to the left leg, close to neutral. Commit to the right leg, open, commit to the left leg, close. Commit to the right leg, open, commit to the left leg, close. Commit to the right leg, open. Left leg, close. Again, open, close, open, close, open, and close. Now, once you're facing forward, stay there. So this is to combat or to protect you from one of the number one ways people fall is I'm going to go that way, and people are double weighted in their legs and they turn from up here, and you can already see I'm putting myself at risk to go down, right? So if I think, if I'm tense and double weighted and I go, oh, I got to go that way. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going. Maybe we catch ourselves, but a lot of times we won't. It only takes one fall to do serious damage. As opposed to, instead of this, watch this. So it's like going the back route. So if I'm standing here and I got to go that way, the first thing I do is commit to this leg so that I can open, and then I'm shifting and I can head off in that new direction. So that, let's do that one more time to each direction. See if you can get that feeling of we're getting ready to go that way. So instead of turning with force, you relax through your left leg so your right side is open and you can turn. And then shift and reset, and we'll do it again. Commit the weight through the left so your right is empty. You can turn open, and then commit. And just feel how you can remain grounded. You can be relaxed. You can feel light and be changing your orientation. Go around twice to the right and twice to the left. Eventually you can get to where it's, level 1A would be at the exact time I'm committing to the left, I'm opening. At the exact time I'm committing to the right, I'm bringing the foot back. So it becomes simultaneous. 1, 2, 1, 2. You almost can't see it when I'm doing it right. I'm just kind of going, ah, ah. But you can see the quality of relaxed. Down, like this down, then creates all these possibilities. And Tai Chi is just fancy, right? All this stuff I'm doing, but just tune your eye to this and this, right? So don't even get tied up in what are my hands doing. Just see, oh yeah, he's connected to the ground through that one leg, so he can do all kinds of things, all different turns and twists. And now I'm committed to this leg, so I can come up and step back and here, and then I'm committed to this leg, and then I'm committed to this leg, and committed to this leg. So that's what fancy Tai Chi is. But really practical Tai Chi is what we're doing, which is commit so you can turn, commit so you can walk, relax, move backwards, move sideways, cross. Okay? Great job, everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute. And actually, it's always a good idea to finish with wing, roll, fold, settle. Hands right in front of the belly. And then we go palms together, rub palms, rub the back of one hand, palms, rub the back of the other hand, palms, groin area, hip flexors, front of the thighs, tail, lower back, and then we do like that Tai Chi squat, sweep down the outside of the legs, around to the inside, come up the inside to the belly, and then we finish outer arm, inner arm, off. Same arm, outer, inner and off, outer, inner and off, outer. And then the other side. It's like a little chi reset. We're stroking the channels in the direction that, according to Taoist practice and Chinese medicine, this is their proper flow direction. And then one more time, close, settle, and seal. All right, thank you so much. Again, if there are questions, feel free to unmute.
Yeah, Otto,
Yeah.
thank you. And can you tell us how to find the recording of this session?
Yes, the best way that I know how, you should be signed up with PD Active, right?
Yeah.
So they send you a newsletter. So look up in your email something from pdactive.org. Should be a newsletter. You click on that and scan down through it, and there should be a section on each class and teacher. There's just a description of what's going on. And then it'll say access the videos here, or some sort of clickable link that you click on, and it takes you to the storehouse on YouTube.
Okay, thanks very much.
Yeah. Anything else? Bye, Lon. Yeah. Bye, everybody. See you, Christine. Good to have you. And April, I think maybe today was your first day. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, or you can email me as well. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.